We took a break.
I'm sweating bullets. She just left me. She totally left me in the sun to die.
I was just
Look at her. There's not even a bead of sweat on her forehead.
We weeded out this wild, crazy bed and turned it into our herb garden, which it was originally, I believe, but we took back the wild and turned it back into an herb bed. My God, I cannot talk today.
What do you have in your hands?
Garlic scapes. Found a little patch of garlic, so took the garlic scapes so they can focus on the garlic itself. And we'll eat these with some green beans, you think?
I think so.
Tastes pretty good.
You had to cut the mesclun?
Yep, we cut that, and my heads actually were starting to rot. So I cut off above the rot so you can still eat it, but that stinks.
Why do you think they were rotting?
Because of this being in between them, the water must have just been sitting there, I guess. Too much. No air.
Not enough airflow?
Yeah.
How many pounds did you get out of your little mixed greens?
0.6.
I have to cut mine today. I noticed that they're starting to bolt a little bit. I've been pulling a few of the flower stalks off.
Here's a good example of it, bolting.
Yeah, so the mustard greens are bolting. It's been really hot. So I'm gonna cut this. We'll weigh it.
Yeah.
And we'll see who the winners are. We did a little bit of that gardening over the weekend. And today is Tuesday, day 2 of the week. Yesterday was mostly editing videos, so there wasn't much gardening going on. And today we'll do the greens, maybe do a little bit of the bed, and Ella made a really cool potted plant. Should we go look at it?
Sure. All right, so we have these little white flowers, which are snowstorm giant snowflake. They don't look very giant to me, but these pink ones that pop up are Super Bean Raspberry, and the purple ones are Super Bell's Plum. And then that guy, kinda black, I believe, is what they call them, in the back.
And why'd you decide you needed a new potted plant?
Because of Garden Answer. She does so many cool pots, and I'm just like sitting here like, I need to do one now.
I think you guys want to see the rest of her potted plants too. They're pretty nice. Go show them.
Here we have blue lobelia with an African daisy. They had more flowers on them, but they all died back, so we only got one. Dahlias. They're just dahlias. I didn't really know the variety, but 2 of those. Oh, I don't really know what these are. Mom planted them up. They're looking a little straggly with some alyssum around them. This is huge. More lobelia. Forgot what they're called. Pink flowers, yellow flowers. And then over on that side we have geranium. And what are these vines called again?
They're ones you get everywhere. They're at grocery stores and everything. I forget the name of the vine.
We'll call them viney flower plant.
Very tropical viney flower plant.
Yes.
And
Geranium.
it's pretty happy.
Yeah, it likes it out here.
And our honeysuckle vine. I think it's a Japanese non-seeding variety.
This is our new addition dahlia. Yes, it was flowering because it came from a greenhouse, but we're hoping it will encourage the others to grow a bit more and speed up this process. They're slacking a bit.
They're pretty crazy looking. Well, I think we'll get that bed over there, start weeding that.
I call broad folk duty.
I got wheelbarrow. You can add in the last part. Look, the wheelbarrow came preloaded. I'll set you guys up with a little time lapse.
Scared to jump on. I don't want to hurt myself.
We have to rethink our tactic. The root mass is way too dense in this. Plus
How
there's...
about we make a new bed in a different location and just mow this?
We're gonna mow this and take another look at it. But right now, it's not looking so good. We would have just pulled up all this stuff, but it was way too matted. I think it hasn't been used in 2 years, 3 years.
Long enough that in New England, things take over in a day.
So, but now we've got all these cut up bittersweet roots and other stuff in here. So this is gonna take longer than just today to get prepped. Still got the last third to rototill up, but power tools, can't beat them.
Now it's time to use hand tools and rake this thing out.
After lunch.
Oh, thank God.
Good morning, it's Wednesday. We only got a little bit done yesterday. Today, we're gonna try to finish up this. Just finished clipping it. I gotta get some poison ivy in there, so no bare hands. That's why I got a pitchfork. And we'll get this cleaned up, hoed out, try to get rid of the roots and get it fertilized. Maybe get peppers in. Jake has a pressure ulcer on his elbow, so he has to go to the vet today at noon. So our day's kind of messed up, but we'll see what happens. We might be able to get the peppers in by the end of the day. Excuse me. So we're gonna get to it.
Not feeling it.
She's not feeling entirely enthusiastic today.
I wasn't yesterday either, but
Yeah. So I turn around and you're gone.
yeah. I took a break.
I'm sweating bullets. She just left me. She totally left me in the sun to die.
I was just
Look at her. There's not even a bead of sweat on her forehead.
It's because I was in the shade, cooling off.
Well, we got the bed tilled. And we just have to weed it a little bit and then top dress it.
Yes, we do.
All right. Well, we got it done before 10, which is nice because it is already really hot. And we're just gonna let this sit all day because I think it's supposed to get near 100, at least into the 90s. So you can't plant seedlings at that temp. So we'll do it this evening when it cools off. That way they'll have all night to kind of stave off the root shock. Good morning. It's Thursday. It's been one of those weeks where we can't get a lot accomplished, but it's still cool this morning. So we are going to pick the greens and weigh them up. Ella had just over a half pound from her greens last week. It looks like she has a little bit more, so we'll total up hers and mine.
Dad's gonna win.
And we'll see who gets the point this week. But our head lettuce is also ready. Give you a little bit of scale, how big it is. My corn is pretty pathetic, so I have to build a trellis to hold up my peas. And Ella's corn is doing quite well. And her peas are the right size.
And my peppers have peppers.
Oh, she has a little
And
baby
there's
pepper.
another little pepper over there on that banana.
Nice. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna weigh it up. So when I pick all this, I try to leave about 1.5 inches so that the crown of the plant hopefully will back bud and we'll get a second harvest out of it. There's a little red kale, some more mustard green, a couple beefsteak radishes. We'll just pull them all. And the weed. One more.
I think that one's ready too. They do kind of look like beets though.
No, they're definitely radish.
3 beets.
3 radishes.
Radishes, not beets. I'm losing it.
Come on, let's go. All right, scale zeroed out. There's a big pile. It's hard to show scale, but there's the total. 2 pounds, 7 ounces.
Wow, good job. Guess.
And so you can see how much lettuce that is. Ella will hold up the bowl. So, how do you feel about being severely beaten?
Not good. But I'm glad it's out of your garden because now mine looks more full.
Oh, now that it's harvest, yours looks better. Weigh up our radishes. I'm gonna say 4 ounces. What do you got?
3.
3 ounces.
So that means exactly 1 ounce per radish.
So Ella was asking why these tap roots were long and this one was short. And you can see on this one it's kind of crooked. And then these are nice and straight. It has to do with how firm the soil is. So if the taproot can only go down a little bit and it has a hard time growing, it's going to end up stockier and wider. But if it can get into the soil a long ways, you'll end up with a more uniform shape of your radish. Same for carrots.
Oh, so you want fluffy soil.
Yes,
For all
well drained,
root
fluffy.
vegetable. Huh. And now I know that for next year.
Me, Ella, points per pound, pounds and ounces, and our veg. This is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. So mixed green, 2 pounds, 7 ounces. 2 ounces. You had head lettuce. We had radishes. I had 4 ounces.
And I had
So this will go by week, and then we'll total up the numbers at the end.
I still have more to harvest.
She could kill me with the corn. The corn could take it all. So, I don't know. So our little peppers are severely stunted from being in here and not transplanted out like I should have done. Even though it's hot out, we're just gonna put them out and deeply water them in and hope for the best. Peppers kind of like the heat anyways, so shock or not, they should be okay, just as long as we get their roots deep enough.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do is like a 5-die pattern. 2, 1 in the center, 2, 1 in the center, 2, 1 in the center. I have my stick, but it has 12 and 6 inches on it and 16 inches on center on it. So Ella's gonna poke in the holes at the correct places and we'll go down the row. And these are the same size as the cells for the plants, so they just pop right in. So this is bells up to about here, and it switches over to the jalapenos, and then a couple Hungarian hot wax. We had 2 random broccoli plants, and then we put in the eggplants, and we had some space left over for 1 more tomato.
Yep, 1 more.
Water's a little hot.
I know, I had to wait like 5 minutes.
I'm gonna let this water soak in a little bit. But these tomatoes are looking really good. 9.5, 10 inches tall. And we'll come back to this now that the water's soaked in. Just want to show you this. Even though we've made 2 passes over this, if I dig in here, it's still very dry. So you have to look at the water pool up a little bit, let it sink in, pull up a little bit, let it sink in. Probably do it like 2 or 3 times to actually get this wet. That was one of the places Jake liked to go poop. You gonna go poop behind that rock? He's like, yeah, I can't poop while you're filming me. Morning, it's Friday morning. I got my pile of stone cleared, so now I finally have a driveway back. That's nice. We did move and put a little more stone in the end of the garden space to finish that part up. I'll show you right now. So we got this area all closed in, a little bit of extra stone to get behind here. So we're gonna get the sheep and then head back in and get breakfast because we're starving. So we're just gonna be closing in the corner of this raised bed this morning. So when we drag the hose around, it doesn't rip the bed down, and it's supposed to rain a lot maybe tonight, and we don't want the end of this washing off either. Got anything to say for yourself?
I used to be kind of sane. I used to act kind of normal. I couldn't complain. Now it's never the same. I found myself picking pieces of my scattered brain. Look what you've done to me. My insanity. Oh baby, hey, I wish that I was a madman. So bad maybe I wouldn't fall for you. Because you make me a madman. And I lose it all when I'm with you. If I was only a fool, or if I was a man who could act kind of cool, maybe I could erase the moment you walked in and when I saw your face. 'Cause look what you have done to me. I'm losing it completely. I wish that I was a madman.
What's up, guys? That's about it for this week. It's
Yeah.
been hot. That bed that we had to put the peppers in was a bear.
Whew.
Man, that was work. But the little guys are in. We'll see how well they do. Pretty happy to get this finished up and got a little bit more stone in. Next week is,
Chickens.
oh yeah, we've got to
Probably a
build.
lot of chicken.
We've got to build a little second coop so that we're going to free range our old chickens in with our sheep.
Yep.
and maybe start on the new coop for the little birds. So chickens next week for sure. There's something else big. I can't remember right now. I'm suffering from a little bit of too much heat. So we'll see you next week.